One.
So we're live. Or we're not live, but we're here.
We are here indeed.
Two Idiots, Two States, episode two. A lot earlier than we thought we'd ever record a second episode, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
To start off, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Every start of every episode is going to be a nice old crack of the cold one.
I like that. You gotta have a cold one open, if you're gonna sit down for a good hour.
I mean, you definitely need to start. This one's going to be a lot more about you.
Wait. Hold on. Keep talking. I got an idea.
Oh gosh, he's going off. What is he grabbing? So this one, I don't know where he's at, but we're gonna be talking about how when he moved to Arizona,
You ready? You ready?
he's still unemployed. Oh, hold on, what's going on? Oh, there we go. Just
Oh,
what
that
we
went
needed.
everywhere all over my computer. Oh,
Hey,
that is a disaster.
it's not the only thing that's gone all over your computer.
R.I.P.
So I mean, let's just kind of dive, right into this one. So your unemployed journey. Let's.
Oh,
How many
yeah.
days did it take to get out to Arizona? Let's start there.
Okay. So I left Ohio on January 31st. And so coming to Arizona, I could have done the whole drive in like one day because the exact drive was 2,000, I think like 50 miles for me, which
It's the
equates to
American,
like
dude.
one day and a couple hours or something. So,
Thank you.
anyways, I could have done the drive in one day. I just wanted to be, I guess, err on the side of caution because I was also going through certain states that were really bad during the middle of winter. And so I didn't know what I was going to run into, but I also wanted to sightsee. So it took me 4 days to get out here. I stayed in some nice hotels, though. I will say there are some nice hotels once you get down west, dude. Especially Texas, dude. Texas has got some nice hotels
Dude, I want
for
to move
cheap.
there.
Like Texas is on another level.
There's, I don't even know the population, but I feel like that'd be a nice place to live. Get a big plot of land.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that would be Texas though. The real estate there is also really cheap. Like you can buy a mansion in Texas where like let's say you go to California to buy a mansion, you're spending let's say $5 million, right?
Oh,
And
dude,
that
you're
might get
getting
you
bent
like a
over
6 bedroom
backwards
house.
for,
You
I was
go
going
to
to say like half a mil for one bed, one bath, bent over sideways.
yeah, and then in Texas, $300,000 gets you a 5 bedroom house. It's like what? Like, but they kill you on the property tax though. That's where they get you. It kind of eats, but so anywho, um, so yeah, then I got out to Arizona. I had already had a job interview lined up for when I got out here. I had an in-person interview lined up at a jewelry company. I'm huge into jewelry, so that's what I was passionate about. That's what I wanted to stay in, build my career in, because I had already been working in jewelry. I've already worked in jewelry for 3 years. So I have that experience. I was like, let's move out to Arizona because there's better job opportunities. It's warm year round. It's all around just a better opportunity. And so, my amazing grandparents live out here as well. So I was like, I also have family out there, so it kind of works out, you know. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I got out here, had my in person interview, and I think by the time I had my in person interview, it had already been a week since I was out here. Well, not quite a week. It was more like 4.5 days.
So
And then
roughly.
yeah. And so after that, it kind of just fell off. So they got back out to me. They were like, "Hey," and they had to do it through email, which I want to put this right out here like this. If you're an employer, if you are an employer and you decide to not give somebody the job, please, for the love of God, give them a phone call. Having to read an email that's like 3 paragraphs long just to say that you didn't get the job and that they found someone better, I don't know anything that's more of a kick in the ass than reading a 3 paragraph like essay just to find out, oh, I didn't get the job. When you could have just been like, hey, is this so and so? We just want to inform you that we, unfortunately went with somebody else, but we appreciate your time. That's all you have to say.
I
And
mean, what did they
honestly, I think
say
that's
in
more
it though?
professional than
What did they
writing an
say?
email. Like, I might be alone on that viewpoint, but that's okay.
What did they say? Did they say like, "Oh, you know what? Never let one keep you down. Like,
I don't even.
you're
I
in for
deleted
high
the
hopes."
emails. I deleted the email because I was angry. But they basically said something along the lines of, "So at this time, we unfortunately cannot move forward with you. We found someone who met the qualities and aspects that we were looking for better in our company, but we wish you best of luck." And blah 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 blah.
So that was
All their typical like bull crap that you have to put in an email. They basically put in there whatever.
so that was just the biggest bird to the face. You're like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm gonna
Oh
do
yeah, no,
something
I was
else.
so excited to potentially have a job, and I get here and it just falls through. So I would say
Okay,
that's kind of where the last 2 months have started for me, unfortunately.
the
And
last
I
two,
have
dude. It's April.
yeah, and I want to put this out here now. I am personally, I have never not been without a job. Like, I started working straight out of when I was in high school. I had a
Straight out
job.
of
My
Compton, bro.
junior year of high school, I worked, right? Because
Yeah.
I was like, I want money, I want to be an adult. And so I've never not been without a job. And I've
So
always stayed
now,
at jobs long enough to, build up a really good resume. I've always been at a job at least a year, because when you're at a job at least a year, that it just makes you look better rather than being like, oh, 6 months here, 3 months here, 2 months here, 1 month there. Like, what experience are you bringing out of all of those things to your one place that you're like, oh, I think I could work here forever? You not much experience if you're always moving around.
when I went to get to that job interview at the store when we were working together, do you want to know what the hiring person said?
What'd she say? I forget. I know you told me, but I totally forgot.
Well, no, I put my resume in. I just put everywhere that I worked. Like 22, I've probably had like 7 or 8 jobs because I've never been dead set on a job. And she looked at me, she's like, "So you're a job hopper." And I'm like, "Don't you say that to like retired people, like 40, 50, 60 year olds that are like, on their last leg or some shit?" And she was like,
Absolutely.
"Yeah, you should really revise this shit because I won't hire you, but you're talking like you kind of know what you're doing, so I'll give you a shot." And I was like, "Cool, this is awesome." 6 months
Wow.
later, I'm out of that shit.
Oh, jeez. I'm glad she gave you a shot. Otherwise, we would have never met.
Dude, but the worst part was it wasn't like the company. Like the company was phenomenal. Like I would do it again. Just if whoever was above us would not have been the way that they were, I would have had such a better time. It would have been that second job, third job that I had at the time that was just relaxing, kicking back, having a good time.
Absolutely. But
But anyways, we're at this what February. You're at your Valentine's Day suicide date. Oh, you can't say that. So,
blah 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 blah. Let's pretend we didn't say that. We don't mean that. We don't mean that.
Valentine's Day sewer slide,
Yeah. And
and you
so
don't have a job.
yeah, and so I got, I think it was, I think 2 weeks had passed, and since the time I had moved out to Arizona. And at that time, I was living with my grandparents because I couldn't afford to just live in a hotel night after night after night with no continual income.
Oh,
Now, I,
dude.
I want to put this out there for the record. I did not move out to Arizona with no money in my bank account because I'm not stupid. I
Nah,
had,
you a
I
broke
had,
bitch.
I have accounts with money in them, but I wasn't trying to spend it all because I needed to make it last however long I need to. But,
Exactly.
in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm only not going to have a job for maybe a couple weeks. Oh, well. Man, was I wrong.
Couple weeks turned into a couple
So,
months, and now we're here.
essentially, yeah. But, it probably got past the 2 week mark, and I was like, okay, I just started applying everywhere. At first I started being strategic of where I was applying. I was like, well, I want to work here because when I apply somewhere, I'm like, do I actually want to work here or do I want to work here just for the money? And so I was applying to places that were more so on the line of I could actually enjoy, my time working here. It would be fun. And so I just kept getting declined after declined. It was just email after email after email. And I probably went through like 20 to 25 jobs. Just declined, declined, declined. And I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And it
Where
was it was
you're just
starting
looking
to
at
affect me, bro.
you're just looking at your parents like, Dave, you guys were right. I am a disappointment. Like shit.
Yeah, like, and I can't even tell you how many phone calls I had made to my parents.
Send me
The
money.
first, after the first month was up, dude, it was, like, if I looked through my call log, it was probably, I don't know, I probably called my dad, like, 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh
Because
my
I was
gosh.
starting to like slowly give up on everything just because I was like, this just isn't working, like I'm gonna have to move back in with my parents, this is so embarrassing. And I will say though, I am very fortunate enough to always have a job at the place where I came from before I moved out to Arizona. They did extend that offer to me, which I'm very grateful for. But in my head, I was like, I don't want to be at the same spot my whole life. I want to keep upgrading my career, upgrading my personal self, upgrading everything I have, you know? And
Yeah, well,
so,
I mean, what's the limit on that for you? Like, what do you think the top is?
I mean, I think the top for me is when I can comfortably, you know, sit my friends and family down and tell them, like, if you guys need any money, no matter the amount, I can just call me. I got you. Like I
Fuck
don't want my friends and
that.
family to have to live always being like, oh, I can't afford that. Oh, I can't do this. But then another aspect is I want to have enough money in my life to the point where I can just go up to every homeless person I see and just be like, here's like $5,000, $10,000. Go get yourself a car. Go get yourself an apartment or a hotel. Clean up. Go get a job. And just kind of spread the love because I don't like seeing people down and out. It sucks, and it's probably because I'm an Eagle Scout, and so I think that's what.
Joey play the sand violin behind you too, man. Dude, my goals, if I retire my parents, can help my family out the best that I can. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I don't know if that's being a piece of shit or what, but that's all I care about. As long as my family's happy, I can support them, make them the best that they can.
Well,
Shit don't matter.
well, that's the thing with me though is like I want to be rich. Yes, like
You
every
Eagle
human in this
Scout? No,
world
no,
wants to
no.
be
Keep
rich.
going on your rant.
I don't want to be rich because of myself though. I want to be rich so I can give back to everybody else who's never had anything. And so that's always been
I
my derivative in life. That's always been my top priority, my top goal. Everything I'm working on that's what I'm achieving. So, but yeah, no. So like I'm an Eagle Scout, so I think that's partially what helped endure that mindset is because it, you know, bro. What's so funny?
You keep throwing Eagle Scout in there like a pity point.
You want to know? You want to know a crazy fact, bro? An Eagle Scout, the amount of people in this world that are an Eagle Scout is 0.000001. So
Wow,
that's
you were touched more than everyone else in your little tribe or whatever they call it. What is it called?
moving on.
No, we're staying on this topic.
Asshole.
I did Boy Scouts too, motherfucker.
No,
I
but
was a Life Scout. I'm pretty sure. I'm not entirely sure. But I got there. I went a decent amount, and I was like, you know what?
yeah, and you gave up, and I didn't.
Okay, it wasn't a matter of giving up. It was
Oh no,
like, you
you
know
gave
what?
up. An
It's
Eagle
about
Scout
time
is
I
the
get a
hardest thing
job.
to earn.
Do what?
An Eagle Scout, to get your Eagle Scout, even as a normal human being, is one of the hardest things you can earn.
But you
Like it's
gotta
it's
like,
not easy by any means.
you gotta stay in that shit till you're like 18 years old, bro.
I was I was in Scouts for almost 15 years of my life.
I mean, probably the same. I mean, I did Cub Scouts. I could look it up. I'm not gonna do that, but I mean, it was a decent portion of my life. Yeah, you get a lot of. Ooh, I know how to build a fire. I know how to pitch a tent. This is how you shoot
Well,
a
but think about it. Because I know how
firearm.
to do all that stuff, if you drop me off in the middle of the Amazon forest, I could survive. Which is
Nah, you're
something
gonna get
that
a
not a
plank
lot of
that
people
looks
could do.
weird.
So that's one thing I have it, as an advantage on my side is I know how to survive in a lot of situations. Now, granted, I am not military. Military people, I will give them full credit. I respect your service. I thank you for what you do. Those guys are on a whole nother level. Like,
I
whole
tried
nother
that.
level.
I didn't get accepted into that. That could be something else.
Yeah, but so where even was I? Geez. So
You're
yeah, a
going
month
on
had
your
went
rant about
by.
helping the people.
Yeah. So a month had went by, got like 20, 20 jobs that I was declined from. And then my luck turned around. So I had called this one place and I was like, hey, are you guys hiring? They were like, potentially call this other store up in Scottsdale, or their main location. I was like, okay. Called them. And, he gave me a shot. He was, he had basically was like, okay, give me your resume, blah, blah, blah. So then, I give him my resume, whatever. We schedule an in-person interview. And then I crushed the interview. And this dude who's interviewing me has a background in military. So I was already, certain military
Scared
people
to death.
slightly terrify me. Just because of how I think stern they are and just how the atmosphere that they were in basically builds them as a better person.
Yeah.
And so he gives me a shot and I'm working there for, I don't know, a week and 2 days, right? And then on the third day of the second week, it was a Wednesday morning, I woke up and I get a phone call from him and I'm like, hello? And he's like, hey, so unfortunately we're going to have to let you go because we need somebody more mature for the job.
What did you
I don't
say
I
in
don't know how to
in
put
that
this
week
into
and a
words.
half?
When somebody tells you something like that, that doesn't just, oh, okay, whatever. You can't just brush that off. Like, ever since then, and that was like 2 weeks ago, ever since then, that's all I've been thinking about is, what do you mean? Like, I'm not mature. Like, what did I do? Like, I'm sorry. These things just start running through your mind, and you're like, what did I do wrong?
Did you give him a ring?
I didn't. No, that might have been my mistake. I should have just knelt down and been like, here, will you marry me? Like,
No, no, no. I'm not saying that. I mean, like a phone call, bro. I mean, you can go up there and be like, hey, like, I'm not going to sue or whatever. I'm just curious on what you mean by this.
well,
Like, I
no.
kind
So
of
when
want
he
to
had
improve
called me in the
myself.
morning, and this was so he called me that morning, told me that, and told me I didn't need to go into work. And so I asked him, I was like, what do you mean? I'm confused. Like, I've only been doing like learning how to buy. I've been doing exactly what I've been told. I haven't been out of line once. I haven't really helped any customers whatsoever. And he was like, how many customers have you helped? And I was like, I've spoken to
Who?
maybe 3. But I
Of
had
course.
somebody there right next to me basically telling me what to say so I didn't mess up because I don't want to make your company look bad at the end of the day, right? Because I understand your guys' reputation is on the line. When you hire in somebody new, you have to trust them not to screw something up. And so I think what it was, is I have a huge passion for jewelry, especially watches. And, I was around so many different Rolexes and watches that I had never seen in my life or ever been able to touch that I was kind of geeking out when I first got in there. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the coolest thing ever. Like, this is the coolest job you can have. I'm around hundreds of millions of dollars of jewelry every single day.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't make it a big thing though. In my head, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is like this is a Rolex. What the hell?
You're a little
But
fanboy.
oh yeah, totally. And so I don't. Yeah, I asked him, and he was like, "Well, we just need somebody more mature, and so for that reason, we need to let you go." And so then I texted him immediately because he was the one who gave me his phone number, and just no response. And so I went in, picked up my check for a week and 2 days, which, whatever. I still just bothers me though. Like, oh, it was so annoying, and that screwed me over mentally. Like, because when somebody, it's almost like I don't know how to like give an example of that because like if somebody walked up to you, right, and you're already, let's say you're a fat person, right, not fat shaming by any means, if you are a bigger person, right, and somebody just casually walks up to you, says, "Hey, I want to be your friend," you're friends with them for like a week and a half, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't want to be your friend anymore because you're too fat."
I mean, that's
Like,
like walking up to me, man. I just punch him right in the throat.
it's kind of similar. It's like you don't understand why. Okay, if that's the case, A, why didn't you tell me sooner, and B, why did you decide to be my friend? Like, why did you decide to hire me? So
Maybe they're
that's what
getting
I'm trying to
paid.
understand. Like, I don't. Is it maybe? I'm thinking it's because of my age. Like, I'm only 22, and everybody there was like 25, 26. And I don't know. It really screws with me because now every day when I go out and I talk to somebody, I'm like, wait, am I doing this in a very mature manner? Am I, acting like a mature adult? Am I, it makes you question everything you're doing, which kind of sucks. And
But
I wish I didn't, but
I mean, I feel like you're more just kind of keyholed on that.
yeah,
Like you gotta, because I mean, it's one job, dude. Let's be honest. You're not, you're not gonna look at that a year from now and be like, oh, that had a great impact. Like, sure, it might have a little bit where you're like, yeah, I was a little immature in these aspects. Like, I don't know what you said during those days. You could, I mean, we've said some heinous shit.
oh yeah,
Let's be
totally.
real here. So I can only imagine what you said to them, and I'm going like forward to that to your next job. I mean, you just implicate the facts that like, hey, maybe I shouldn't say this around these people because I don't know about
Sure.
you, but like going in, especially when the first time working customer service or like some sort of retail job. That was the first time. I've always been in the back of a shop, getting dirty, not talking to anyone. I'm not a big fan of talking to people
Sure.
because I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's talking to
So,
people is a skill in of in itself. Like it's a skill.
and like even this, like talking to you through this, knowing where it's going to go, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say a couple things. But at this point, I'm like, we're 20, 25 minutes into this. I don't really care at this point.
Sure.
But like, did they ever give you the chance at that place to try something on your own to see if it worked?
I mean, there were towards like the end, like maybe the second day of the second week, they were like, okay, they brought me a buy, and it's just some gold, and they're like, here, do this whole thing start to finish, you. And they were like, obviously before I walked up to the customer, I asked my coworker, I was like, hey, do these numbers look right? Do they check out? Just double checking my work because I don't want to have numbers written down if I'm buying someone else's jewelry and it be like way off, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and which
You'd be sitting there like, whoa, that's not right.
yeah, so
It's
it
either
was
too high
right.
or too low, but
Yeah,
if
no,
it's
it
too
was
high,
right.
they
I
won't
went
say
up,
shit.
I presented it to the guests. They declined. Excuse me. They declined it, and I was just like, okay, thank you for bringing this piece in. We appreciate it, and that's all that happened. But and so after that, I was like, well, back to job searching because I don't have anything better else to do. And so, I applied to like probably 5 or 6 more places. Got declined from 2 of them immediately without even like I can't even make this up. I applied to them the very next day. I got an email from both those companies saying, "Hi, unfortunately, we've moved on to a different candidate. Thank you." And it's like, what? Okay.
Hey, we forgot to take this post down. We already hired a motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I will say this about Arizona. As cool as it is, like it is one of the hardest places to get a new job. Like
I
it is
mean,
ridiculous.
how hard is it to get a place that works on cars? How many dealerships are out there?
Oh, there's 3 car places that work on cars literally on my road, and I could walk there.
Oh,
Like
perfect,
they are
man.
so close. I'm not telling you where I live, by the way, so nobody even try.
You're not even gonna tell me?
Oh, I already told you. Just I told you on Snap.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't be leaking information.
Yeah, hold on. Let me log into my phone real quick. Here's his
Hey, yo,
address.
hey, Peter.
Because I mean, I definitely because I've already upgraded my audio because I was bitched by him about my audio quality, so I was like forced into this buying process of this
Well, because
audio.
when I was editing it, I was like, I was trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm just like, it sounds like this dude is like being muffled or like is in a big echo chamber towards the last half of it, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Dude, half the time I just hate my voice so much. I just like pull the mic out and I'm like talking from a different direction. I'm like, I don't want to hear this. I don't care for this. This is not fun.
Yeah, but and so now I don't want to jinx it. I have
I
found a
hope this
job.
is better.
I have found a job. I'm just waiting on a start date because this is another jewelry job, but they wanted a background check and a drug/alcohol test, which is totally fine because I don't do drugs. I don't not about
Okay.
that life. I'm not a criminal. And so I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it makes sense with like when you're working with high end jewelry, you don't want people to be high. You don't want them to be drunk because it's just not professional by
I
any
mean,
means. So by the
you are
grace of
kind of a
God,
criminal.
tomorrow or the next day, I'll get a start date. Hopefully.
You kind of are a criminal, by the way. You
Huh?
stole my heart and then drove 3,000 miles
Oh
away.
yeah, no. I did that to a lot
Motherfucker.
of people.
Okay, let's not go that far. You're not that victorious.
Nah. But so yeah, that basically sums up like the last 2 months of my life in a
I mean,
nutshell. But
there isn't really much more on that. I mean, I
no,
could
and I
talk
mean
about my
I
last 2 months, but that's not that invigorating at this
just
point.
like work, work, and guess what? Some more work.
I mean, yeah, but I did schooling. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you that.
What?
I did schooling.
Oh no,
I'm
you
kind
did
of
not tell me
smart.
that.
Yeah, I kind of did this little apprenticeship program where you have to go through and like follow the guy that's like looking over you because you're still like half stupid for the stuff that you're doing. And I finished that. So I feel like I'm accomplished.
That's
That
awesome, bro.
happened. That
Congrats.
happened 2, 3 weeks ago. Still
Hell yeah,
haven't
bro. Good
gotten that.
job.
Still haven't gotten that increase that I was promised.
Hey, man. You just gotta take it day by day. If there's anything I learned from my 2 months, you just have to take everything day by day and hope for the best.
I mean, those day by days. I mean, I'm already at audio. I might as well go face cam. I know y'all don't want to see my ugly face, but it might happen. And especially if I move out to you,
If
dude,
you
that's
move
gonna
out to
be
me, we're just gonna get one.
heinous.
We're just getting one like professional grade camera. Like
Okay,
that's what it's gonna be.
we don't have that much money. I
What? We can't split $1,000 camera, 500, 500 each. That's it's not that much.
work at the corner. I don't get paid that much.
Don't even talk. Don't even start with that. That's a conversation for when we're not on the air, bro. Because we
You
both know
might give
that's
me
a
an extra
lie.
tip.
If you can afford to drink every night, you can afford to, buy a camera for $500.
I didn't say I was good at it.
Yeah, yeah. How disappointing.
There's no disappointment there. You taught me my skills.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Yeah, rub that. Okay, also, the creaking is the chair that I am sitting on. I am getting a new chair now because I hear this.
I bought a new chair, so I wasn't sitting on a bin.
Dude,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, let's
okay,
talk
yeah.
about my
We
setup
need to
really.
talk
Let's talk about
about
my
that.
setup really quickly. This is the most like third grade shit I've ever seen. Like I don't like this is not professional at all, but it gets the job done. So I have my laptop, I have a mouse, and I have a microphone all on this TV table, like those like foldable TV tables that you can like fold
No,
out and eat
hold
at when you're
on,
watching
no.
the TV on the couch.
You need to stop there. We gotta go
Yeah.
back. The first time that we called over this shit, you were sitting there, sitting on a tub.
Well, and then and then you convinced me to go buy a chair, and so I
It
did
wasn't
because I was like, yeah, it's
convincing.
probably not going to be comfortable. So
I
I
was
finally bought
helping
a
you
chair.
from a chiropractor appointment, so you had to schedule, dude. I was sitting there to help you. I would have Venmo you money for that shit.
Yeah, well, hey, not having a job for 2 months will do that to you.
Because he sent me a picture, and it was just a tub with like the tables that you use when you're sitting on your living room couch watching TV in the early
Yeah, I think they call them
2000s.
like TV tables or something.
I don't even remember what those were called, but you sent me that? with this dinky ass microphone setup that could have like fallen apart if you touched it.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you had this tub.
Yeah, well, the setup wasn't the best, but it's slowly improving. I'm currently looking at a desk. I just have to convince myself to go buy it. It's like I think it's like $125, but it's like a nice desk.
So if you see a Patreon up, don't worry, it's not for both of us. It's just for him to get a fucking better setup.
Yeah. Well, again, I also don't have the most money in the world after not having a job for 2 months. You know, expenses kind of catch up to you, especially when you have like 3 credit cards.
You have 3 credit cards?
Yeah.
Why the hell do you have 3 credit cards?
Oh, I had more. I had a lot more. Like when I was living in Ohio, I had up to I think it was like 5, but I paid all of them off, and then I made the mistake of putting money back onto of using one of them, my Discover, and then I was like, oh, let's go open American Express. Did that? That was a bad idea.
That was
And
a very
and
bad
then
idea.
yeah, so I have a problem with credit cards, but I'm solving it because once they're paid off, I'm never touching a credit card again a day in my
That's a
life.
lie. You said that about 5, and now you have 3.
Listen, I've narrowed it down, okay?
I got 1 credit card. I've had 1 credit card for the past 5 years.
Yes, you're most humans are better at a lot of things than me, so I'm okay with that.
I can name a couple I'm a little worse at.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, brother, but yeah, no, I finished my drink. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Some
Well,
good
I
stuff.
finished it a while ago. I'm sipping on water now. I should
I just,
probably crack a
bro,
course.
if I drink, like, I'll typically do like, like seltzers or something if I'm just like casually drinking, not, not intentionally trying to, feel anything. And okay, this is gonna sound like I'm an alcoholic. For everyone out there, I don't drink that much. I drink maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, and it's not that much. I promise I'm good. But
I drink in every day that ends in
why?
Y, and if I don't do that, it's podcast days,
Yeah.
which are surprisingly coming up a lot more often. And
We're
I
enjoying
told him
this
to
though.
do
It's
this one.
enjoyable. It gives us something to do. Dude, I look forward to this.
Dude, I
Like
love this, but at the same time, it's like alcohol would make such a better factor in this.
well, like depends, sure.
On
But
my end, dude, it opens my shell.
true. Yeah, you aren't a very public person. You're kind of more of an introvert, if anything.
Oh, 100% I'm an introvert. I'm an introverted extrovert. If anyone knows what that means, it's I tell myself I'm an introvert, and in silence I'm at peace. But the second I go out in public and I find the right crowd, I am the doll of the group. I will do everything to see that group smile. Like, it is phenomenal. But when
Well,
I
that's what
don't
you do.
find that group, don't interrupt me, you motherfucker.
Okay.
When I don't find that group, that social battery gone. There is no such thing. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
I don't know.
Drugs.
Stay away from
Are you-
drugs. They are not safe. They are not
No,
good.
I was talking about your whole I don't drink only once or twice a week.
Well, like recent. Well, okay. When I was living in Ohio, I had a buddy, and me and her are great friends. And so when we lived in Ohio, when I lived in Ohio, she was like my drinking buddy, my go-to drinking buddy. So every time I wanted a drink after work, which was pretty frequent, it was I probably went out after work like 2 or 3 times a week. Well, towards the end, it was more like 1 or 2 times a week. But anywho, so I'd always hit her up, and we'd always go to the same spot, Cheesecake Factory, because again, it's the alcohol. I would always have one of their. I think they call them like JR lemonades or JD lemonades or something. Oh, they're so good. They're
If
very
anything, I can
addictive.
see AP lemonades like an Arnold Palmer.
It's like I forget what they put in it. It is kind of strong though. Like when you
Well, it's
finish
either
the
like-
whole glass, you're like kind of starting to feel it, which is weird.
It's either vodka, tequila, or bourbon because they ain't throwing gin in it.
Oh, it's vodka. That's what it is. It's a
There you
vodka infused
go.
lemonade. That's what it is. Thank you. But yeah, we would either go to Cheesecake Factory, which they have Cheesecake Factory out here as well. So I'm just waiting until I find my drinking partner, and then it's game on.
What? A chain
Um,
restaurant has one out by you?
I know.
Oh my gosh. That's
Shocking.
crazy, man.
Shocking, bro. I know. It's like the best thing ever. Yeah. But it would either be Cheesecake Factory, Burntwood Tavern, or Brew Garden. Oh my gosh. For those of you who live in Ohio, please, for the love of God, go to Brew Garden.
You
It
can't
is
even
one of
say
the best
that.
places I have ever been to. Oh my God. It's like the vibe there is just unbeatable.
I don't even know how many brew gardens there are.
I don't think that there are many. I think it's just that one.
No, you are far from. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think
Brew
that is that one.
Garden, yeah, that's the only one.
Interesting. I didn't think that was possible.
Well, I think it's a family-owned restaurant. I think that's why. I think. I
It
don't I
doesn't
don't know.
sound like that though. It
It
sounds
doesn't
like there should
sound
be
family-owned,
so
but
many
like
more.
it became very popular though. I will say one of the coolest places that I've been to in Ohio to drink was Square 22. Because the first time I went there with my friend, me and her were just sitting there chilling, and funny enough, the bartender was actually one of the dudes who I sold jewelry to. So me and him, just started talking because we're like, oh hey, we know each other. We turn around and the owner of Square 22 is sitting behind us. The owner. And me and her just have like this 1 hour long conversation with the owner, and it's the best thing ever. They even bought us a few drinks, and we were like, oh, bro, dope. I mean, we're glad that they bought the drinks that they bought because those drinks alone ended up being like $200.
Okay, yeah,
So
keep flexing.
I'm saying there's somebody else out there that's a lot richer than me. I can't afford a couple $100 drink. No, I'm not that rich. I'm not rich at all. What am ew, no. Right now I'm
Money's
broker
a
than a
thing.
baseball bat.
You guys get paychecks?
No, yeah, they probably just, take some money out the cash drawer. Something like that. But no, those are like the three best places I ever went to go drink in Ohio. What's your top three places to go drink at?
Dude, I'd have to Google that shit. It's been so long since I've really been out on the town or something. Like normally I just go to the liquor store, buy a bottle of bourbon, beer, whatever. Hate on me, I drink bourbon, whiskey, scotch, all that shit. Tequila cannot do worth the dog shit.
I don't
Vodka,
like tequila either. That's ew. Like, ugh.
dude, vodka even is only on like when I'm feeling ready for it. Like it's a final boss in Final Fantasy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, like the only tequila I will drink is margarita. That is the only tequila I will drink. If it's not a margarita, I don't want it. It just burns.
the only type of vodka I like is margarita. No, that's not right. Brand, bitch.
Yeah.
What brand you like?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a genuine question.
What brand? Oh, what brand? Oh, I thought you said what brain. I was like, how do I answer to that? Like, I don't know, left brain, center. I don't know.
My medulla oblongata.
Like cortex. Um. Oh, what brand of like just alcohol in general or like margarita?
Well, vodka,
Oh,
like
vodka.
Pinnacle, Bacardi. I don't know any others.
There's a there's a brand of vodka that I got up north with my dad.
Shitty
I don't.
K.
No, it was really good. It was low key super expensive, but it
Still
was
could
some of the
be.
best vodka
Oh,
I've
fuck.
ever had. And it was like this cherry infused vodka. It was so good. Um,
Oh, dude, this. Well, what is it called? It's not Dark Way. That's not even a freaking name.
I don't know what the name of it was, but like I think you can only get it up north because it's a local made vodka at their distillery, which is really dope. And I like tasted it because I did a flight of whiskey at the whiskey testing place that was there.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, I found out the hard day that I found out the hard way that day that I cannot do rye. Oh my god, that is the most disgusting thing
Okay,
I have ever had.
you
It burns so much.
you
Like
are a
absolutely
doctor.
not.
That is wrong. That is the wrong answer to that
Absolutely, dude.
question.
Rye is like trying to
It's the
take
best thing
acid and
ever.
steroids at the same time.
No, dude. Angels Envy Rye Green Label, the best. Well, not the best, because there's like Buffalo Trace, Thomas Handy, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, Angels Envy Rye is a good starting place. Like super smooth. Yeah, it has that rye raisiny tinge to it, but that's about all you're getting. Like with a regular brown label of Angels, it's not like super harsh on the palate. Like you still have some flavors that are like, accentuated when you're breathing it in or when you're taking that sip and you have that first exhale bite. Like there's so much more to it than just this. Ugh, it's a harsh flavor. Shut the fuck up. Keep going with your little rant. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a when it comes to like drinks specifically, I like the sweeter stuff. I will say, but I will say there are times and occasions where I will drink the stronger stuff. Like if I'm going out for a night and I know, I'm gonna just be out there for, a few hours just chilling. I'll probably have one strong drink to start off, like a Manhattan or something, or like
Ooh.
a what do they call them? Like a black label something. I'm forgetting the name of it, but I had one of those the other day and they were pretty good. But they're not too bad. You just have to like more so sip on the stronger ones.
So like top three drinks. What are you putting on the list?
Oh jeez.
Yeah, inner alcoholic talk. Let's go.
Oh brother, I need to think about this. Definitely that cherry vodka that I had from up north. If I could remember the name of it, I'm sure I'll figure out the name of it next time I we come on the podcast. So that would probably be number one because that's like the best vodka I've ever had. Um, Jameson, Jack Daniels, or Jim Beam all take second place for me. Those are some of the best like whiskeys I've ever had.
They're the cheapest whiskeys you've
I
ever
know, but
had.
they're still so good. And then third, oh gosh, that's I don't know. I honestly, I'd probably have to say just margaritas in general. Like I don't know. There's just something about because normally when I go out, it's one of those three. It's one of those three that I'll have, and that's the only thing I'll have.
And I
Um,
guess the second question is how much is the bill at the end of the night for you on average? Like we talking $50, $100?
well, when I would go out with my friend in Ohio, and we'd go out to we'd go out every couple days or whatever it was. Our bill was typically $180 to $250. Now
So you're
I will say
looking
the most expensive bill I've had, which mom and dad, if you're listening, I apologize for you having to hear this.
cover the ears.
The most expensive bill I've ever had, me and her on our last day, for my last day in Ohio, we went to Hyde Park in Crocker Park, as you know, phenomenal place. We ordered 2 bottles of wine, um, food, lobster tail, wagyu steak, and then another alcoholic beverage. And our bill
350.
was like $500 that night.
Dang, man. That's too
That was
much
the most
money.
expensive bill I've ever had.
I mean, my top three, all of them are on the rocks. I don't care. It's Buffalo Trace on the rocks because it's a decent like flavor that you get for the price. Out of
Oh
the
sure,
bars, absolutely not. But then it's Four Roses on the rocks, and then just the casual like Jack and Coke because like everyone gets a Jack and Coke. But like average night, like you go out wherever you go. Me personally, wherever I went, it was always 150, 200
sure.
because I'm not a lightweight. I keep drinking. When I taste the first sip of sweet, luscious goodness of alcohol, Not alcoholic, by the way. It's always just like, man, it's so smooth. Like, it tastes so good. There's so many flavors. I gotta have another one.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Because
what's your next two?
I just said all three. You got
Oh yeah,
Buffalo
oh yeah,
Trace
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah. You
rocks,
did.
number
Sorry.
one. You got Four Roses on the rocks,
Sorry, I had a
number
relapse and
two.
I thought you were talking about the same drink.
Then Jack and Coke for number three. But I mean, you go out, Buffalo Rocks roughly for a double on that is 30, I want to say, depending. Four Roses, looking at like half that. And then Jack Dion with a splash of Coke is $5-10.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So what's the like? So I remember when me and you were when I still lived in Ohio, me and you had went to um I don't remember where it was in Cleveland, but I had never been there before, and that was some
Flats.
of the flats. Oh yeah. I had never been there before, and that was some of the most fun I've had, on a night out. Because I remember we were out there for like, what, 3, 4 hours? And we were out there for so long, dude. I got drunk and sober all in the same night. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. Or maybe I just got tipsy. Like, that's what it
Hold on.
felt like. Like, we got
Stop
drunk and then
talking.
sober.
Stop talking. Shut your mouth. There's a backstory to this one. You damn well know there's a
Oh,
backstory to
yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah, no. Do you want me to
No,
explain
no,
you?
no.
Because I
I
totally
am
will.
doing this. I am doing this one because it is the most hilarious
You
shit
have some problems
drunk.
with getting over your ex. That's all I'm going to say. So
Yeah,
any
I like how
woman out
you're
here
already
who
trying to.
wants him,
No,
you
no, no,
better
no.
watch out.
You're already trying to compensate for this shit. Shut the fuck up. So, exes, they're a thing. They come back every now and then.
Sure.
So I text my one ex, hey, I'm up where I work. Stop on by.
Why'd you text her in the first place? Hold on, put a bit. Why'd you text her in the first place?
Okay, it was kind of complicated.
Kind of. No,
It
it's
was,
not.
yes, it is. I didn't text her first. I just replied.
Okay.
It's the common thing that kind people do.
Sure.
So, texted her back with the problem, solved that, etc. Bullshit. So, now we're at the place of employment. Me and him are working. I text her, hey, we're working, come on up. He doesn't know. I just said, oh yeah, she's gonna be coming up sometime soon. No idea what she looks like. He's in the dark. He's Helen Keller through this shit.
Oh
And he
yeah. I'm
just
like,
keeps
what the hell is like? Who are you inviting? That's so
he
bad.
just keeps working. All of a sudden he turns and he's like, oh, there's a really cute girl there. I'm
Oh
like,
my
really?
god, no, dude! I remember that. That was the most embarrassing thing ever. Because I turned
It
around,
was, it
I
was the most
see her,
hilarious thing to me,
dude.
dude.
I turned to you, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Holy shit! Do you see her? Like she's gorgeous." And then you're just like, buddy. Like you
No,
put
no,
your
no,
hand
no,
on
no,
my
no.
shoulder and you were like, "That's my ex." And I'm like, "Oh damn. Oh damn." I just like I walked in the back. I was so embarrassed.
It took a minute because he looked at me. He's like, "Oh shit, she's gorgeous." And I just looked at him with that smile. That's like, "Oh, you messed up, man." And then I went over to him. I put my hand on his shoulder. She's still walking closer. I'm like, "Turn around again." He did. And they turned back around, and I was like, "That's the one that I texted." And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in the back real quick." I'm like, "Yeah, you go do
Yeah.
that."
That was embarrassing.
So, anyways, she has connections to the people that work in the flats, whatever. And all three of us link up, both of us in our suits. So, we're looking, what, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10?
Something. Well,
That's
I mean, I'm
that's like
always a
a
9 out of 10
record
because I know how to
high.
dress pretty well. But
Oh, dude, I was a 4 or 5 out of 10. That's the best I've looked in
you look like you
years.
just got out of a homeless shelter trying to dress up for a job interview for the first time.
Absolutely, dude, my hair. But we walk into the one. She knows the people there. We have fun. We play pool. We're just kind of sitting there. It's dead because it's super early. We're just kind of admiring everything.
Oh yeah.
And then we go next door, have some fun, go back, play some pool. And then it starts getting more and more people.
And then we just whose idea was it to go to the country bar that was there?
Me,
That
dude.
place,
I
dude, was
love country.
packed. Oh
It
my
was
God.
phenomenal.
That was when I don't even know if this is exaggerating or if this is an understatement. There were so many cops surrounding that building because that's where everybody, I guess, apparently runs to at the end of the night is that one bar. And there's like 100 people packed into a place that can maybe hold 50. Like,
Dude, there's
well,
more
it's
than
bigger than that,
100
obviously,
people.
but I'm giving people an idea. Like, it was insane.
It's one of those bars where like the max occupancy is like $1.70, and you look at it like, it could hold maybe 200 people. There was
Yeah, I don't
probably
know. It can hold some
253,
people.
300 people in there.
Oh, dude, you were shoulder to shoulder. Like, if you wanted to move to go to the bar to get a drink, you would basically have to shove people out of your way because just simply saying, "Oh, excuse me," that ain't gonna work.
Have you ever dealt with that though? Like in real life before that?
I've I've never been in a place that's been that packed ever,
Dude, back when
ever.
I went to Fort Lauderdale, it was back in 2020, the spring break COVID, or no, it was 2022, because I was not of age yet and I was very depressed. But we went out there, dude, all the clubs, like we went to Sway, shoulder to shoulder, indoors, probably 5,000 people in there. I had my shirt, like my fat was flopping, hitting the chick next to me. I didn't care. Like it was so crazy. And then like the backyard, it's an indoor outdoor, and there was like 2,000 people outside. I got outside. We like maneuvered our way to the front of the stage. So it was the 6 or 7 of us,
Sure, yeah.
and then right in front of us was the DJ and like the dude that was trying to be big baller.
Oh, sure.
But all that was like double the punch or the punch bowl. Screw it. I don't care at this
Yeah,
point. I tried so hard to keep names out of this.
yeah.
Like when we went there, it was like half as bad. Like I knew like I could just look at someone and be just like nod my head and be like, hey, let me through. Dude, at either of those places in Florida, it was like you're just like kicking people in the nuts, like hitting their chest, making them move.
Oh yeah, that sounds like fun.
It was phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. Like a lot of good came out of it. Also, a lot of lessons came out of that.
What?
But
Keep
I
drinking?
mean, no, it was more of what happened after that trip, which can probably be said on maybe another episode
Yeah.
because that one's a year and some months. That was a hard lesson to learn.
Never get back with your ex.
It wasn't my ex, dude. Are you what what drugs are you on, man?
LSD, acid. No, I can't say
No,
anymore. Sorry.
no, you can't say any
Can't
of
say
that
it. No.
because like it was really good. That's a this is a rant that I'm going on. It was so good. After that trip, found a girl. You're not supposed to do that, but I did, and I thought it was like the beauty of my eyes. It was like I don't even know.
Sure.
But it was always like this is phenomenal. This is amazing. And then like when you get bitch slapped really hard, you're like, oh shit, I gotta rethink things.
Oh yeah, you're kind
Like,
of like it just stops you in your tracks, and you're like, wait, let me rethink how I'm gonna go about this because this probably isn't the best idea.
because you know how three strikes and you're out. It was like the fourth ball and I walk. Like the first 3 times it happened, I was like, it's good. Like, dang, I striked out, but you know what? I'm gonna have a next up at bat.
Sure.
This one,
Yep.
it was like the fourth ball. Like I'm walking to first base, like, maybe I could find a new place at second because this first base wasn't good.
Yeah, and so you try and steal it, and then you learn when you try and steal another base, sometimes it comes
No,
back to bite you in the butt.
no, I'm not saying that at all.
No?
So maybe I was looking at stealing at second base, but at the same time I was still at first base leading off, but I got like tagged out because I was too focused on the future.
Ah, okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
I don't jump from 1 to 1. That's not me. I don't give a shit.
You should.
As
It's
I
more
keep
fun that way.
looking at
Keeps life
it,
entertaining.
no, it doesn't. You do.
Hey man,
It was
you never
more,
know.
the future sounded so bright. I looked past it and it bit me in the ass at the end of the day. So now I'm kind of back at home plate, just kind of, searching for
Reevaluating everything.
something
Yeah.
because there's nothing good
Hey
right
bro,
now at
sometimes it's
this
what you gotta
spot.
do. Sometimes it's what you gotta do.
What
Just
does
saying.
that even mean?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're the one that said that.
Hey man, I just say the wise thing. Just because I say it doesn't necessarily mean I know what it means.
Oh, damn, it should know what it means.
Sometimes you do what you gotta do, meaning sometimes you just do what you gotta do.
Well, can't got your tongue there.
Descriptive.
I had a dream that yeah, come on, spit it out, boy.
That you could you ever see it?
Okay, now that I've hit him over the head with the baseball bat, he's talking again. Um,
Oh my gosh. Dude, I think getting unemployed is slightly getting to me because the other day I was talking to someone.
it came full circle. It's back on the unemployed shit.
Well, no, you reminded me of something. That's what I was getting at.
How did I have a dream that remind you of something?
You'll understand. Listen.
Then keep going.
You reminded me that I think I've been unemployed so long that the other day I was talking to like my family on a phone, and the entire time, well, it wasn't even just my family, it was everybody who I was talking to that day. I was having like a stroke or something. Because every time I went to go speak, words were coming out backwards. Nothing that I was saying made sense, and everything that I was trying to say, I just couldn't say.
You were having a stroke?
Dude, that's what
on
it
the
felt
phone
like.
with your parents? That's a little weird.
Like, I was trying to say, let's say, like, superfragilistic expiality, just like that. Like, I can't, like, it's screwing with me. I don't know how to talk anymore, bro. I'm done. I don't know.
No, I lost all brain function after you said, after I had a stroke on the phone with my parents. So you have to repeat that for me because I did not hear any of that.
Well, no, it didn't matter who I was talking to that day. It felt like I was having a stroke because every time I was trying to say something, words were not coming out right. My sentences were coming out backwards. I was mixing up letters in a freaking sentence. Like, the was that. And I was like, wait, what? I just kept, and I kept stuttering. I don't stutter. I've never grown up my whole life, never doing that. And for some reason that day, oh, dude, it was like my worst nightmare. Oh my God, it was so bad.
You're having flashbacks from back in elementary school. You're
Yeah.
such a disappointment. No, I'm not. I just swear.
To all the people that stutter, we're not making fun of you. I know it's a serious condition, but this is just how
I
me and him
stutter,
talk.
dude.
Again,
There's no...
disclaimer, do not take anything we say serious. It's all just jokes.
We're an hour in, and I forgot to put the disclaimer at the very beginning. Dude, I had that locked in my head. I was I'm going to start this. I'm going to put a disclaimer at
the
it.
video, they'll know it's like, okay, it's just a joke. You can relax. Like, yeah, we don't actually, like, we're not purposely making fun of people who stutter. I just want to put that out there.
It was literally in my head. Then you're like, do you want to start this one off? And I'm like, yeah, sure, we got this, right? I have the energy. I can do this.
Exactly. It's just how we are.
It just pulled my brain out, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need a disclaimer for this video. We're far enough in that it doesn't matter what I say, right?
Right? Let's hope.
Dude, do you want to know what pisses me off?
What?
It's April 8th. Guess what it's doing outside?
Snowing?
It's fucking snowing outside.
It was 92 degrees today.
My car off.
It was 92 degrees outside.
Yourself.
Whoa.
There's so many things I could say.
Don't.
Dude, I had to scrape my windshield off on the 7th of April. Climate change ain't a myth. I'm saying it loud and proud. The
Okay.
Earth is tilting on its axis, dude. We're gonna have like literally winter in July. Do you know how it's Christmas in July? We're gonna have winter in July.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe not in Phoenix out there, where all you get is
Climate change is
dry
real, bro.
heat and
I don't know.
Cleveland vibes.
Nah, it's pretty nice out here. Bro,
What
we're supposed
weather
to
is
get a
it?
new high of like 130 this summer or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I hope you burn to a crisp.
I am a crispy boy.
No, you're not. You're whiter than you're whiter than the sheets of paper I print things on.
I blame that because I'm Russian. I blame that fully on that.
Don't blame that on the Russians, you communist.
No! I said I blame that on the fact that I'm Russian, so I'm naturally a lighter skin tone than everybody else.
What else are you, huh? Just Russian?
Russian for a good time.
I mean, percentage. In your
I'm full Russian.
lineage,
I'm 0% anything else. I am full Russian.
you're not full Russian. What's your name? It's not Russian at all.
That's because my parents changed it when I got adopted. Okay, quick backstory for everybody right now.
Oh, this is actually news to me, too. I'm actually curious.
I was born and adopted from Russia. I was born in
I didn't know
2002
that.
from Tver, Russia. And then my sister, who was also born and adopted from Russia, she's not my blood sister. She's just my sister who my parents that I have now also decided to adopt. She was from Moscow. She was born in 2004. And so then later on in 2004, the parents that I have now came over to Russia. They decided they want kids. They knew what they wanted, and then they picked us, and then we left.
So you were
yeah.
chosen?
What?
You were chosen?
Yes, I was the
Why
chosen.
did they choose
I
you?
was the chosen one, Anakin.
No, usually I make adopted jokes, but then the adopted kid just comes at me like, yeah, at least I was chosen. And I just cry in the corner. But, like, dude, that explains so much.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
This is
I've
such
never really
news
thought
to
about
me,
it. Like, I
man.
mean, yeah, I'm very lucky, and I thank God for that every single day that I got chose. You know.
Oh, don't bring him into this.
Well, I'm
You
just
don't deserve
saying.
that.
Bro, I'm just saying. But, no, that's...
Would you ever go to the military, though? That's the real question. I don't know why that was brought up in my head, but it was, so I'm throwing it out on the table.
No, I would not. But I know if I went back to Russia before I'm 25, I'm legally obligated to go serve in the military for 2 years.
But I mean, why not?
Because I just don't want to. Like, I don't want to be blown to bits. Like, fuck that,
Dude,
bro.
there's
Like,
so
I
much
respect the
more
people
than
who do
that.
it. I really
There's
do.
so much more than that.
Bro, I don't want to be a nuclear deterrent. Like, if there's a bomb coming our way, I don't want to be in that group of people that's like, oh yeah, let's go out and save the world. Like, okay, I feel like dying for your country would be cool, but like, I don't want to die young though. Like, that would suck, bro.
Even in like Desert Storm in Iraq, like back in the early 2000s, do you know how many, like the percentage of people that actually saw that combat and warfare?
I don't know.
It was such a small percentage. I mean, now with all the new technology and shit, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that more people will be part of it. But at the same time, like, me personally, when I was trying to get in, I got denied because I needed happy meds. Like, that, do you know how awful that sounds? I wanted to work on things. I didn't care to, like, carry that weapon, do those drills. Like,
Yeah,
I know
when
I
we were
can't.
working together,
I've shot before.
When we were working together, weren't you thinking about enrolling in the military?
Yes, 100%.
Dude, I have a friend who's in the military, and, I respect the ever-living hell out of him. Like, he is my childhood best friend. I mean, we go way back. But, like, I could never do the stuff that he's done, and he's seen stuff, that he's told me about that I will never personally share, because, again, not my spot to do that. But, dude, it's, from the stuff he tells me, it's like, I would never, in a million years, want to go into the military. Like, I don't know... I get wanting to, feel accomplished and serve your country, because it feels right. It feels like a duty. I get that, but like, I don't think about that though. I more so think about like I'm young. If I go in the military and get blown up, like that's not going to be fun for my parents. I don't want my parents to have to suffer through that. Like, are you
But
kidding?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's like it's you're fighting for the freedom. Like you already have it, yeah, but it's to keep that almost. Like I don't know how to describe it.
That's the
Like
president's
the
job, not
whole
my job.
huh?
It's the president's job to keep everybody in America's freedom. It's
No,
not the Well, it is, but it's I don't
we
know.
don't fight for our freedom every day,
Well,
whether it be in our
I
day to day
know.
work or any of that.
But I'm saying, like, a lot of it also is like, it's the president is the one who makes all the bigger calls. Like, yeah, we're the ones fighting, which is awesome. Again, I respect people who do that, but maybe it's just because I wasn't grown up in a military family or around military people. So again, I'm by no means am I saying do I know everything? Oh hell no. I probably don't know the first thing about the military. So I'm just saying my own opinions though. I want to make that very clear.
Like you're covering your ass. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm saying. I don't care what anybody thinks about these things, like, because like I wasn't really grown up in that background. Like, yeah, I've had friends that have done it. Like, I've been like, ooh, I don't know if it's the best idea. Like, ooh, you want to go infantry? And I know it's because you're not a genius. Like, I know you're just like that's the minimum requirement that you have on your ASVAB.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I scored on my ASVAB. Like, I know I could do whatever I wanted on that. But at the end of the day, it was like I took the test, did the physical, spread them for the man, and at the end of it, he was like, "Hey, so what about this?" And I was like, "Ooh, you could see that." Yeah, I kind of had that for a little bit, but at the end of the day, like, I'm all good. Cause like they even like check scarring and stuff, which is super weird to me. But
Yeah.
I work on cars. Like I got scars for days,
Oh
not in
yeah.
that sense of like Happy Friday, but like like had my shirt off, all that. And he was looking at my arms. He's like, "Ooh," I was like, "Yeah, I work on cars. Like I need a job, and this is all that I'm good at. Like that's why I'm doing what I'm doing."
Absolutely. You can also make a lot of money working on cars though. Like there's a big industry for that.
I mean, yeah, everyone crashes their car every day with these
Especially, dude, think
phones.
about it though. Especially with tariffs right now, like with tariffs being the thing, think of the amount of money that labor is going to get raised by just because there's tariffs on a car. Oh,
You,
this is a foreign car, so it's going to cost us more to work on it because we have to import the parts.
do you see the release on those things though recently?
I haven't much paid attention, to be honest.
There's
Oh God,
a
voice crack.
decent amount of countries that are like, "Hey, we're lifting this because we see what impact you have."
Yeah, like we kind of, as many people, there's a lot of people that think that the U.S. doesn't contribute a lot because we're in trillions of dollars. But here's the thing: the fact side of it is, and this is what I know, our world used to live off and run off terrorists. And guess what? We were never in debt when we did. But now you take that away and we're in debt. Well, I will say this though. I'm probably not the correct person that should be talking about this, but I will say what I think though is that
Oh,
the terrorists I'm sure have probably not helped with that at all. But also it doesn't help that we have like billions of people in this planet just spending money like it's nothing. So, that makes us go more into debt. And then, always going to war, guess what? Debt.
I mean, a lot of that whole the like top 1 percenters that are spending a whole bunch of money. I mean, they're not really they're not the countries that are paying this debt. I mean, the U.S. even has trillions of dollars of debt, but you have like
Oh,
high
yeah.
companies like Blackwater and all this shit that are spending millions, billions, whatever, trillions even, maybe, I don't even know, on all that. And it's like, cool, when are we working on this stuff that actually probably doesn't even matter, but we still keep track of for whatever reason?
Oh, yeah. Like, for instance, think of Dubai, right? Like, a rich country like that cannot have like no debt. Like that's impossible. Like think of how much debt they're in. Like I just googled it. They're apparently in $31.5 billion of debt and continuing to grow every day because they're just putting up new infrastructure or making more whatever they do. I don't know. I don't know the Middle East, but like everybody's like, "Oh, the U.S. is the only one with debt." No, everybody has debt. It's just
maybe we're the only ones with trillions of dollars.
Oh, do you think China has trillions of dollars or Japan?
I don't even care.
I feel like a place like Tokyo probably would. I don't know.
You mean Japan?
Yeah, Tokyo, Japan, yeah, same difference.
No, it's not the same difference. It's completely different. It's the same country, but that's such a small city.
Yeah, no, that is interesting though.
There's so many things that we diverted from. I can't wait till we have like ad spaces if we ever get there, because.
Yeah, I just don't. It costs so much money to run ads. I just don't want to do it.
But coming from this space where it's like, yeah, we should talk about how you got unemployed, and then we start going on the start of the tangent.
We went from getting unemployed to alcohol to bar hopping to your personal life to military to terrorists to debt, and now we're here.
But I mean, you go from like just the beginning of where we're going from your unemployment to just alcohol, and then there's like, oh wait, we have an ad right after we're talking about something so heinous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We start like, if I move out there, episode 400 of We're Still Surviving and Thriving.
Yeah, bro. If you move out here, we have to do a whole episode on that because I want to get your perspective on moving out here.
We could be just the full face cam like studio type deal instead of this, because eventually we're gonna get face cams. I hope, whatever.
Oh yeah, I just have to be willing to spend the money.
Because it's more of, if I want my ugly face shown and being out there on the internet for people to be like, hey, good podcast, or why does one guy have such a high voice and the other have such a low voice? I don't know that answer.
I don't know. I was born like this. Sorry.
He's not 12, I swear.
Like Lady Gaga once said, because baby, I was born this way.
Do you like it though?
Huh?
Oh shit, maybe that's not the same song. I was singing the Baby I Like It part.
Baby, I was born this way, because I do. I'm on the right side.
Oh,
baby,
copyright, because they're going to copyright
Well, I'm
this.
singing it. That's different. That's not, like, if I was playing it.
Singing it's different than the singing and the copyright strike that we're going to get? Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, well, true. I think this is a good stopping point, though. We've talked about so much in this episode.
This is boring. I wanted to keep going. I see how it is. You don't love me. Whatever.
Well, here's the thing, bro. We can literally end this recording and then just start up a new one for our next episode. It's not that hard.
Oh, but I mean, at the same time, if you're already ending it, I might as well get some slumber.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's only 8:28 here, but it's 11:30 for you.
It's 11:30 here, and I'm working 7 in the morning.
Well, then it's probably a good place to end it, bro. Don't you think?
No, nope. We're gonna go. This is gonna be the longest episode ever. Second one is the end.
We're already an hour and
20.
Since we've been on Skype, Skype, but we've only been recording for, does it tell me? It doesn't tell me. Oh, bummer, but that's okay.
But anyways, I guess this is the end because he's done with this shit. He's done hearing me for a night. It's fine, I get it.
Nah, bro, I'm not... I don't know, man. I enjoy this. I'm excited for our next one, though. Our next one's gonna be fun.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. I don't know how it's. We're gonna go off on way too many tangents about random shit, but
Yes, sir.
You know what? Just because you know how you threw the disclaimer in the first one halfway through, we're gonna
Yeah.
throw this at the very end.
Oh,
If
that's what we already
you know
did?
you don't like this foul language or dark humor. We didn't really have any dark humor. It was more the foul language and explicit shit.
Yeah.
But if you don't like that, don't listen. It's not that hard. You can press that X. But if not, I mean, do I want to go as crazy as saying like and subscribe for more YouTube video? No, fuck that. I mean, just listen. If you want to comment,
If you feel
throw a
like
comment down
subscribing,
there on what
great.
we
If
can
not,
improve.
great. If you like the video, great. If you don't like it, great. Who cares? We're doing this for fun, for our own entertainment. We're not really doing this to like get people to subscribe to make money off of.
I mean, if anything, this sounds so stupid. Like, throw a comment, be like, hey, maybe you should do this next time. Like, not have this heinous ass mic, or maybe throw some like faces in there because we're sick and tired of looking at two JPEG images and 1080p of random cartoons. Like, whatever. I don't even really give a shit. It
Yeah.
can be like, hey, fuck you. Cool. I'm not going to reply because that's a waste of time. But
Yeah. I mean, I control. I mean, even though I have control of like the edit in the YouTube channel, like that's not to say that I can't just give it over to you one day and be like, okay, you're doing it. So
oh
careful what you
gosh.
say. Careful what you say, because I'm the nice one here. So
No, you gotta give me some. I'm kind of nice. I have my days.
yeah, you have you're like a. I'm not gonna say that comment that I was thinking of, but
No, no,
you have
no,
your mood
no. Keep
swings.
going. Keep going, bitch. Keep going.
You have your mood swings. You're
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
a little
girl when they're on their
BPD.
period.
No, 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 no. I have a little BPD. It's all good. I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this is a good place to end it.
No.
I mean,
And I
kind
mean,
of talked about everything we needed to.
yeah. And now we will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah,
Peace.
that's. I don't know how else to end that shit. I mean,
Well, we're gonna end it right now because I'm gonna end it for us. Later, y'all. Catch you in the next one.
peace.